see here. All right, this is my new cylinder cover for the CN250. Now, what's happened is that as time went on, when you have to adjust these two screws all the time, if you ride like me and you do mechanical works in the street like me all the time, I battle with the cold and the heat and all the time. Sometimes rain. You know, I'm a street guy. I got the clothes, so it doesn't really bother me, but it bothers the bike because when you're doing mechanical works, you need to be in a warm environment. Now, because of that, the screw here snaps. Pow. Now, me and my boys here, Junior, I won't show you him, but we try to extract the screw. I use a
Dremel.
First, I do a flat line here, hoping that a screwdriver would taking it out. That didn't work out. I mean, this thing is so tight when it snaps that it actually became one with the mounting hole. So eventually, I went crazy online on eBay. I ordered this thing at least 4 times. Then I went to a website called Parts for Chinese Scooters, and they were the only one available when I type cylinder head top cover on Google, and Google image indexed it, and it directed me straight to the website. So when I made the purchase, I asked the guy, "Do you have it in stock?" I even pleaded him, "If I pay you more, would you be able to ship it one day?" He's from Texas, and he actually shipped it. Now, he was a little bit unorganized, so I didn't trust him that he shipped it because he couldn't provide me a tracking. With that being said, I ended up buying it from China. So technically, I now have 2 of these things. The one that I really needed, and another one coming. Which is okay, because a guy like me, I really want to get that thing fixed instead of worrying about a small buck or 2, right? So, now, I did order this too, because when the engine wasn't working, I had a suspicion that it was the rocker arm. So I ordered these 2 straightly from China. These takes at least 14 days to get to me. It takes a little bit longer because of the holiday. There were a little bit delays on, custom import, whatnot. But these are what you're gonna adjust it with. Now, this is brand new from China. That means you only get the metal. So for me to install this, I'm gonna need the old ring washer. Now, I could use the one I've gotten from the other piece, but it doesn't make sense because the book recommends you to change the ring washer when it needs it. So for me to use that, a mechanical guy on my caliber, I'd rather buy a brand new one just to match it. That way, when I finish the installation, everything is done perfectly nice. I decided that I should make these permanent. Now, when you're about to cut a screw, you need a nut in there. That way, when you finish cut it, the nut, you can take it out and you actually file the rough edge with it. The nut that I'm gonna use is these nuts. You can see these are lock nuts. To install the O-ring washer, the rubber ones, I had to use assembly lube. I'm gonna tighten it with my hand. I want you to listen to it. Because it has a lock. Hear That's what I want you to listen to. Watch this. And that's just with my hand. Imagine that. Now if I put a light torque in there, let's say 8 Newton meter, that's perfect. Because you have the rocker rods against the metal, which is not going anywhere because of the mark behind it. And you have the nut, which also has mark behind it. So you have mark here, and you know, light torque, and that will stay perfect. So that means that I don't have to strip the thread like the factory does. I think theirs is about 22 Newton meter. Well, I'm gonna put this at around 12 Newton meter. This version has the everlasting version.